Proverbs 16 verse 11. Let me make sure that I'm looking in the camera, because one of my listeners say I am not looking in the camera. So let me look in the camera. All right. So this word is saying, honest weights and scales are the Lord's. All the weight in the bag are his work. So honest scales belong to the Lord, and all the weight in the bag are his work. So God is the final judge of what is just and unjust, or what is fair, or what is just. God is responsible to ensuring justice in all aspects of our lives. All right, so those who are given the opportunity to decide justice on this earth over our life and swinging their power and their pride over what has been temporarily given to them and bringing injustice to God's people. God is saying, I am the final power. I am the final authority. I am the one who weighed you in the balance. And I am the one who is going to bring forth true justice in its right time. So why am I saying this? The Lord is saying at this time, or I should say the Lord gave me this impression. He said, year of balance and checks for my people. God is about to tip the scale. So those unbalanced weight, those weight that the enemy has robbed you, those ounces, those 3/4 pounds, those 1 pound, 2 pounds, 10 pounds, 20 pounds, whatever the weight is, whatever the enemy has robbed you, the Lord said the unbalance is going to be tipped. The scale is going to be tipped and it is going to be balanced out. As a matter of fact, he's going to reverse the scale. He's going to put back the needle backward instead of forward, like what the enemy does when he wants to rob you. The scale is supposed to be balanced. All right, it's a circle, so the scale is supposed to be in the middle. The needle of the scale is supposed to be in the middle, but the enemy, because he wants to rob you, he's always tipping it forward. But God said, I'm going to balance it. But not only will I balance it, but I'm going to tip it backward. So whatever the enemy has stolen from you, whatever the enemy has robbed from you, the Lord said, I am about to restore it in 2024. So yes, whatever the enemy has been robbing you from 2014, whatever the enemy has taken from you since 2014, the Lord said, I am about to restore it in 2024, because I am about to balance the scale. Because the enemy has been weighed in the balance and he has found wanting. And I am about to take vengeance on the enemy. So I am about to balance the unbalanced scale. So the scale is always tinting over, but I'm about to straighten the scale, and I'm about to put the eye of the needle in the middle. And not only that, I'm going to reverse it backward, so that when the weight is put on the scale, you get more than what you deserve. You get more than what the enemy has stolen from you. So this is how the Lord is going to do it. He said, whatever that injustice that was done unto you at work, at church, in relationships, at home, at school, wherever it was done unto you, wherever they have robbed you, the position that you are supposed to get, and you did not get it, even though you were the most qualified, you were the most dedicated worker, and you did not get it because of injustice, because of the scale that they put forward to give who they want to give it to. But the Lord is saying to you that I am about to balance the scale. I am about to take it back where it was, the injustice was done to you. I am about to take you back there. And I am about to correct what was your misfortune. I am about to correct that injustice. And this is going to be for God's people who are faithful. The few that are in Sardis that has not defiled their garment. The few that wanted to do right. The few that always want to walk upright. The few that always go to him when they have fallen. The few that has the heart of David. Even though David was not perfect, God said, here comes a man of my own heart, because David was always remorseful. He was always asking for forgiveness, even though he fell many times. He did not stay in his sin. So Jesus said, I am going to balance the scale for my faithful people. For the people who do not necessarily perfect, but they have the heart of David. So they rob you from your blessing at work. They rob you on the scale. They rob you at church. God said you are called to be an evangelist, but they want you to be an usher. And because you are not married, you will not get to be on the pulpit, because you are not married. We only use married people. So God said he's about to balance the scale. He's about to take you from the back, and he's going to put you at the front. In your relationship, the injustice that has been done to you, whatever relationships, be it your family, your biological family, whomever the injustice came from, God said he's about to balance the scale. You were the outcast in your family. You have watched others in the family got justice. You were always the one to blame. God said he's about to change things. Those who look down on you is about to look up to you. At school, because the teacher did not like you, they rob you of your grades. Because you did not write to suit their ego. You did not write to support their opinion. So an injustice was done to you. They rob you of your grades, but they will not prosper. God is about to turn the scale. God is about to reverse the injustice that was done to you. So God said, I am going to balance the scale. Many people are prophesying that this 2024 is going to be rough. I remember 2019 when the Lord gave me a prophetic word, and I can remember it was January 2019 when I declared the word of God in church, and I said, God said he's going to make every crooked path straight. For those who are listening to me, God said he's going to make the crooked path straight. He said he was going to make the mountain crumble. And then immediately after that prophetic word, here comes COVID. And I went back to the Lord and I said to the Lord, Lord, you told me that this is what you were going to do to your people. That you were going to make things easy for them. that you were going to bless them with houses and you were going to bless them with jobs. And here come COVID that every one of us has to stay in. Well, I didn't stay in. I had to be out there. And I said, Lord, was that word from you? So I started to doubt the prophecy. But the Lord said, yes, it was from me. This is what I have allowed for my people to get access to where they could not have gotten access. And I am a living testimony. God said, no, it wasn't false. You heard right. You heard it from me. He said this COVID was according to what my plan was. It was to give my people access to the things that they would not normally have access to. It was during COVID that the Lord said, my child, it is time to go get that you have been praying for. And I can tell you that I have access to things that I would not have access to in normal. Actually, I got one of the best jobs during COVID. Actually, I got other things that would not normally have happened during that time. So do not watch the time. Do not watch what others are saying. Watch what God is saying. Watch what God is telling you. So during this time, it is the time that He wants His children to prepare, to walk into what He has prepared for them. Do not follow the crowd. So God is about to restore what the enemy has stolen from you. He is a God of justice. The Bible said He is the one who is responsible. Honest weight and scales are the Lord's. All the weights in the bag are His work. So He is responsible for justice. So when He put certain kings or certain people over you, and they believe that they are in charge and they are the one who are doing the balance and the checks, God is saying, I am the one. And I am about to shift things. And because of your pride that you want to hold my people in bondage, I have weighed you in the scale. I have found you wanting of injustice to my people. And I'm about to move you out of the way. And I'm going to put my people in charge for this year. If they have been, continue to be loyal to me, to be faithful to me, to put no other gods before me. This is what I am about to do, to balance the scale in times of difficulties, to show the world that I am your God, and you shall not want, and you shall not lack, and you shall not be in need of nothing, because I am your provider. Ekopaladia gosheya. Ikamaluza dia makontala bashekentola basaya. I am the good shepherd. I am your director. I am your provider. I am your true vine. So it is on this condition that the word of the Lord going to come to pass. There are two conditions that He said. He said, pray for those who brought about injustice, those who know and unknown. So some people believe that they bring you justice, but in the sight of God, that's injustice. So how we see justice is not how the Lord sees justice. So He said, pray for those who brought about the injustice. It was after Job prayed for his friend, God restored his losses. So God is giving you a condition under which your losses are going to be restored. and how he's going to balance the scale, and how he's going to tip back this unbalanced scale to balance, and how he's going to reverse the scale. So he said, pray for those who brought about injustice to you. 2, he said, restore your relationship with those who hurt you. So there were some people who have been good to you, and there was a misunderstanding, and there was a misconception, and you have malice the person. But the Lord is saying, restore that relationship. Restore the relationship with those who despitefully use you and abuse you. This is what is preventing some of us from receiving our blessing. We need to release ourselves. We are the ones sometimes holding back our progress, holding back our blessing. And we need to release ourselves so that we can receive what the Lord has for us. So he is saying to go and rebuild your relationship. Leave your gift at the altar and go and rebuild your relationship. It doesn't matter who was wrong or who was right. Because in this time, you're going to need that person. You're going to need someone on your side. Pray for them which despitefully use you and abuse you. Matthew 5 verse 43 to 44. And these are the 2 conditions. Pray for those who brought about the injustice to you. So said you need to restore the broken relationships. Whether it is a platonic or parental relationship, whatever the relationship is, he's saying, restore your relationship. In time like this, you need people. No man is an island. No man stands alone. And you need to go back to that person who usually help you. You have been together for years, and because of one misunderstanding, you are not talking to each other. But in order to move forward, you need to break that evil. You need to restore that friendship. And you need to go to the Lord in prayer to find out from him how can you approach this situation. I know it is not easy, but this is what is killing you. This is what is holding you back. And the Lord has been speaking to you about it, but you are being stubborn. So you need to release yourself so that your blessing can be released. And this is what the Lord has to say. That you need to also keep yourself in balance, keep yourself in check. Keep yourself at the feet of Jesus. We need to. So when I say you, I also meant me. We need to keep ourselves in check and in balance and check. We are not perfect. So when we see that we are coming out of alignment, we need to fall back into alignment. We need to quickly recognize that we are coming out of alignment. And we do not want to be weighed in the scale and found wanted. We want to be in that right measurement. Remember that the scale is about to be tipped in your favor. Said the Lord. Be blessed.